What is going on? So, this video will probably come after my other Uncut detailing. The idea of this format is really to keep a running camera over really all my videos, like I've said before. And in this case, just kind of go over different things that I'm doing on the job. I haven't filmed me doing clients' cars, so today is the first time I'm doing that, which is exciting because you're not having to look at a RAV4 or a 2010 Corolla. So, anyways, today it's a Honda Accord. I did a wheel video, and not today, I already did it, but now I'm gonna just, I've done all the wheels, and I want to go through the wash process for what I do. I'm watching Matt Mormon. He's finally did a wash and talk on his Evo 8, and really cool contraption where. Sorry, am I bleeding? Sorry, I thought I was bleeding. It's like a meter. I don't know if you would call it a meter, but he hooks it on his hose when he's filling a bucket, and supposedly the valve will shut on the tip after it reaches the preset amount that you're wanting to fill. So that's some crazy technology, if you ask me. I feel like you gotta like have a really good idea of like to create something like that. Like you have to know the water flow, that it's like a strong flow, and then whatever technology is in that is measuring, you know, because you're full versus half, you know, not all the way turned, where you don't have as much output is going to be different. So pretty neat if you ask me. Anyways, just finished the wheels. Spent like 6 minutes on each wheel well just because of the carpeted liners, and he's in a turbo nozzle and whatnot, but he's using one of those, MTM makes it, undercarriage washer, where it's just an attachment onto your gun. It's like 5 feet long and you roll it on wheels. It's pretty sick. I don't have that. Maybe someday. Anyways, wash process. I'm gonna pre-wash with Starna Gloss forced, and then do a 2-bucket. That's about it. We'll dry her up. There's no protection on it. There shouldn't be. Car's in pretty rough shape on the exterior, but it's just because it hasn't really regularly been washed. Sometimes our winters can be rough. Our weather in Boise's, people say it's, someone made the comment that, and I think it was Adam Fratelli, that's how you say his last name, with Adam's Polishes. He was washing a car with Anthony at the Rag Company, and anyways, he was saying, well, we don't live here for the weather. I'm from Kalispell, Montana, which is like 60 miles from the Canadian border, and my wife's from here, so that's another reason why I'm here. But I would say the reason we're not in Montana is probably because of the weather and opportunities for work and whatnot, given this isn't my day job. But yeah, pretty funny. So anyways, yeah, the dust and everything, and sometimes it's demoralizing having to clean your car just because it gets so dirty so quickly. Like I have a 40-minute commute into Boise from Star here in Idaho, and it's like I could rinseless wash my car every day with the dust that accumulates. So, and I have to park in a dirt lot because I'm new to Simplot. I just switched jobs, and I'm on a waiting list to get in a parking garage. So it's a dirt lot, and I don't even know why I clean my wheels and tires. So I'm not gonna rinse this thing. I'm going to do a pre-rinse, and yeah. So we'll just go through some of those steps. Super, super simple. I mean, I'm spraying it on dry, which I've learned can be the best way to do it with just who I've well, I've kind of exchanged messages with Forensic Detailing. He's over in the UK, I think. But UK mindset is actually a little different than, I don't know, they have a lot of different pre-wash foams that they use. So this is funny. This is another thing that Adam and Anthony had talked about, is that in the UK, they have these pre-wash foams where they foam the car, and then they rinse it. And then some of them come in with another foam, like a pH neutral. But then others will do a foam pre-wash, rinse the foam off, and then from there, sorry, I didn't have a lot of room in this thing, not enough air. And then they'll just come in with a bucket wash. I feel like in America, our thing is we like efficiency. So we don't pre-wash as much. We really just foam and we do a contact wash, or we rinse, and then that's probably more common. We rinse and then we foam, and then we use the foam as a contact wash lubricant. So, and like in the wash bucket, a contact wash, if you have a good soap, it should be lubricating enough. So I need to make sure I get all of this. So yeah, I mean, there's that. But I'm starting to adopt this whole pre-wash with Star & Gloss, putting it on dry, because Forensic Detail has a video out there where he puts it on dry and then puts it on wet, and he compares the two, and there's a massive difference, like massive. And I like testing products. I'm not gonna do that kind of stuff on YouTube just because people are already doing it and they've proven it. And I'm following a lot of those people, and following meaning following in their footsteps. Like I'm doing what they prefer or what they recommend. So yeah. I need the one with what's it called? They make a pump sprayer, IK does, that comes with the little thing, freak. I should know what it's called. It's a way for you to just use your air compressor to fill it up. So it's pretty hot out. It's still 92. I'm not in direct sunlight, but you can already tell it's starting to dry to the surface, so we can start rinsing. A lot of different schools of thought with the whole rinse process. Bottom up, top down. I don't know what's most effective. So, anyways, I don't know if you're gonna hear me talk because I haven't done a wash and talk with pressure washer, but I'll speak closely. See, I don't know if I like the whole bottom up. It doesn't seem super effective, but maybe it helps add its cleaning ability instead of pushing all the water down. But I've noticed this process isn't worth it if you speed through it. Like, I find it super beneficial to try your best to go slow to get rid of all the different soap. I think my wife just came out here. I mean, I have a bug and tar remover from Adams that I was thinking I would need. And just hitting that, look at that wheel, it's beautiful. Hitting that mirror that had some bug guts on it, and probably some etching. We can assume the paint's etched. It actually worked really well. So Star & Gloss, I think, is going to be enough. I probably won't need that bug and tar remover. So just a push. Awesome. anyways, I love this process. I mean, it makes the contact wash so much safer. And not that it's not safe if you just do a little pre-rinse, but it actually takes off the film. Now, I think I talked in my last video of cleaning the wheels, where this whole idea of traffic film is not real, and it's just dirt. Traffic film is dirt. It's not a film. It's just, film is another word for saying there's a layer of dirt on your car. So, whatever. That's coming off real nice. I'm just gonna wet that and come over here. It's drying pretty quickly, so. Anyways, I haven't detailed a black car in a long, long time. And because most people are kind of smart and they know how hard it is to maintain a black car, especially here in Boise with all the dust. So I had a 2012 black 550i X-Drive. So pretty quick. Stock, I didn't do anything to it, but it didn't last that long because the turbos went out, had to get those taken care of. Those were actually recalled. They did like a customer care package. But that thing was black, and I tried washing it like all the time in a wash bay when I was at college. And so I have stuff in my detailing arsenal that came from like 2016. Stuff that I probably need to throw out, but they're either up on my top shelf or they're in storage. But yeah, that was the last time I owned a black car, and the closest thing we have is the RAV, and the RAV's gray, but anyways. I don't know if I have enough length to get to the very rear. Oh no, I had plenty of length. The awesome thing about black cars is that when it's wet, it looks great. And then if you properly maintain your car, and you're constantly, I mean, if you have safe washing methods, you don't have to constantly be polishing it. But if you're constantly on top of it in terms of your maintenance after maybe buying it new and not having a lot of defects in the paint or coating it right away, maintaining it just looks so good in the sunlight. I mean, we all know that. We all know the way light refracts off of black paint, especially like a black metallic. It's amazing. So this there was a little, not an accident, but the mirror had come off and it actually impacted with the car, and so there's some little transfer that I need to get out for her. Not sure if I'll, as far as that kind of stuff, it's hard to just, let me put some of this in the bucket. It's hard to just spot treat a car like this that hasn't been super well maintained on the exterior. So then when I go and I remove some of this transfer of the plastic from the mirror that impacted the car, we're gonna get some good clarity out of it, and it's gonna be hard not to try to break out the whole polisher and maybe do like a one-step on the entire car. But I've learned that some of that stuff is just, if that's not the expectation, then you don't need to do it. And that's something I want to talk about in Purdy conversations at some point, is doing what the customer expects not what you want to do to the car. I like going above and beyond, so that's why I have the option of going above and beyond. I have a Lite option and a Premier, and Premier is exactly how I would do it. And if people pay for that, it gives me free reign to do whatever I want, besides corrections, right? So, anyways, this whole foaming with DI water is an experience, like, so satisfying, I'll say that for sure. It's amazing. The science behind it, I'm assuming, is a soap that attacks really bad impure water, and here in Star, our water is horrible. So how does Jamie the cleaner do it? He just does a little flip. Forget that I can talk to you, and I'm just sitting over here silently walking around the car. I'm in the zone. I think there's a thing going around for detailers, like share a picture of you in the zone. I might have to take a screenshot of this. So it's not cleaning all that well. For an unprotected car, I feel like it would cling more. That being said, I feel like I don't maintain my tannins all that well, so probably on me. I don't want to leave any, so I'm going a little above and beyond here on the foam. This in wash bucket. Nice. I love having the gun without a wand, but I feel like pressure washing a car with the gun, pressure washing a car, the actual body of the car without the wand is just, I think it's dumb. It's way more work. Maybe that's why I think it's dumb. You have to get closer, and it's cool. I just like using it for the wheels, though. And boom. I just love doing that. It's so fun. Yeah, so my process is I just like taking this curveball, super soft, and getting in all the places my mitt probably won't get. So here, I normally have a little synthetic brush that I like to game as well. For things like this. So I have to be careful of how I talk about my clients' cars, because I think I haven't really been talking all that great about this vehicle, just because not super maintained that well in the exterior, but after finishing those wheels, I was impressed how everything kind of came back to life, especially when you throw a protectant on. And these wheels look, I don't know, I need to get more familiar with paint and finishes and whatnot, but I was calling it satin, right? And when you don't have any protection on a wheel, it feels like it dries all cloudy, right? But the second I threw, not even using my rinse, whoops. The second you throw some protection on it, like wet coat, that wheel is glossy, which is great. So, really good to see that. And the way it shines, and that just helps. And I think that's a huge tip. I hear a lot of people ask, I can't get my wheels to look all that great. First, cleaning it properly is important, especially a contact clean. I think that's just huge, right? Then, having some sort of protection on it so the water can, beat off of it and not dry to the whatever surface you have on your wheels. I think that's just huge. So I can't reach that one, of course. So yeah, now it's pH neutral DI water. I'm okay if it starts to dry out a little bit. But I'll come and hit the guess I can't talk. I'll come and hit the bumper last. So I think I was talking about something that's my favorite part of detailing cars. I think it was the turbo nozzle on carpeted liners. I'm gonna take that back. I don't think it's the turbo nozzle, because that takes some frickin' time. I think my favorite part about cleaning cars is this right here. I mean, that's the best part right there. Contact wash on the hood, foam just slapping the ground. I think we're in Foam Town, USA, right, Jamie? Wow, just love that. Just love that sound. Like doing that just to keep it wet, because I'm so used to having horrible water. I'm running around the car, wringing out the mitt, so I don't necessarily want to pressure wash the car to wet it. So then I feel like foaming and then contact is important because it helps me keep my place of where I've been. And that's huge. So yeah, pretty fun. It's the best part about the detail. And then documenting things through videos or pictures. That's another favorite part of all this. So, anyways, this YouTube thing, it's interesting because I'm learning how to figure out the whole uploading and editing process, and it is hard. Like, why is it so freaking hard to figure out how to upload in the best quality, settings when you're setting up your YouTube studio account, stuff like that. I feel like it's just not universally known. I think I already got all this. Yeah. So yeah, it's just another thing that I need to figure out. So you'll notice, like, I think my Purdy conversations when I did a rinse list, I'm filming in 4K. No. I'm filming in, I already hit that too. I'm filming in 1080, 60 frames per second, which I think is the cleanest. I love to film in 4K, 60 frames per second. Because it feels like there's this thing where whatever you film in, you're gonna have a really hard time getting that quality when you upload, which is super annoying. Like super duper annoying. What's up? How's it going?
What's up, boy?
How you doing?
Dude, I did a car today.
Yeah?
And, the woman, she got like, so there's like 4 packages. There's like a really high heel one.
Yeah.
Just the detail inside and out. And then there's just the inside detail. And she got like the lowest one.
Yeah.
I was out there busting my butt out there for 5 hours.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to take 3. And she didn't want to pay it. He's like, nope, not paying you. This doesn't look good enough.
Where's she at?
Star.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And who's the guy you're working with?
Tim House.
And
Tim had a deal with her, and he like, well, it kind of sucks that it's a tiny company and those negative reviews really impact us.
seriously, and disputing reviews on Google is really
You
tough.
want to see the after pictures? They looked amazing.
Yeah, let's see it.
Jeez. They looked so good. And
I like the white you've been putting on this.
the what? The white? Yeah.
It's sick.
Like it looked pretty good. It's an old car. So I tried to get everything, like, you know.
And you can tell just the leather, when leather cleans up, it doesn't shine. It looks really good. It's like a
Yeah,
matte
so
finish. So
I like did everything I could, and she's like, "No, I'm sorry, you didn't get these like 2 specs." So.
she wouldn't even let you make it right. Like, wow.
No, I tried to make it right, and then she's like, "No, I'm sorry." Like,
And that's
and it wasn't
see.
like $400 job; it was like a $200 job. Like,
Oh no.
yeah.
That's tough.
So.
Knowing your customer. So my thing is, and this is probably, and I've said this to people, and some people disagree with me, but my prices are pretty high because I try to, not that I want to price out some people like that, but I just want it to be a bigger investment for people. So like my base cleans or my base details actually have a lot of stuff that I do. And I hear some guys around town that'll do like $80 details.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I can't.
You want you to set your standards high so that
Yeah.
you can know that you're worth it. It's kind of like Apple,
Yeah. And then when people complain about prices, the thing is some people are willing to pay for that service because they can afford it and they value their cars. Not even just affording, but it's like they understand the value of a detail. So hopefully she pays. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, Tim had a hard time with it, so we're just, I mean, we're not going to let this little thing ruin that.
Yeah.
We don't want to make this review on a type of business, you know, like some.
Totally. And that's the hard part is some people take advantage of that. They're like, what are they going to do? You know, I can bury this business.
That would complain about their food for
That stuff pisses me off because I've worked in the food industry for a few years and you understand how hard it is, right?
It sucks, dude. I was out there for 5 hours, and it should be a 3.5-hour job, 3 hours at most, kind of thing. She's like, nope. There was a paint spot, a legit paint spot I couldn't get out. I was like, this is a paint for the leather, I cannot get this off. And she scratches at it for like 5 minutes and ruins the leather, and she's like, well, I got it out. I'm like, well, you ruined your leather. Like,
Yeah.
you ruined your leather.
When you have dye transfers, that's one of those things where it's not worth it because leather has its own dye and you're either going to go through the leather or you're going to get rid of the dye and it's going to be discolored. And it's not going to be the original color, even if it has like a blue jean transfer, right? You might be able to get blue jean transfers off, but you might take off the other finish, which is your leather.
Yeah,
So.
I know. It was just ridiculous. I was so pissed. I was like, nope, never do it. I just told that woman, I'm like, well, what? She's like, I'm never going to schedule you guys again. I'm like, well, we're never coming back again. Like,
That's so bad. I'm sorry you have to deal with that.
it sucked, but it was like a big chunk. I woke up at 7, got done around 12, and I was just like,
Oh my gosh.
ah, so
I'm so sorry. I haven't had that happen yet, so I'm like crossing my fingers.
it's happening twice.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like the people, I feel like it's also mobile detailing. You know, it's like
Yep.
you're out there and there's like these ran down houses and they're just trying to ransack for their money.
That's a good point.
It might be a tough time, but it's not like
Right. No, I hear you.
clean your own car. So, it's whatever.
I'm sorry. Well, it gets you, I guess at the end of the day, the lesson is not everyone is willing and, willing to pay or are good people, and it makes you learn, you can't trust everyone, I guess, which is just, it's really sad.
Those people make mistakes. My mom was so good. She's like, "Who's this lady? I'm gonna go talk to her." I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah, you could, these bigger companies, like if he was super established, he could just send him an invoice every week, just cause, it's just like but like you said, it's not worth it.
It's not worth
Yeah.
$200 for a battery because if the battery takes out like that.
I know, it's bad. That sucks, I'm sorry.
My boss was nice enough and he gave me a little bit of
Good.
cash.
That's good.
He's like, "I'm sorry, dude."
Yeah. Yeah, dang it.
I'm gonna go to Ace Hardware. So.
Sounds good, nice chatting with you. I'll see ya. That's going in the video. So that's, he's a cool kid. That's Connor. And I think he just graduated, lives across the street, and yeah, he goes to our church, and he's picked up detailing. He's working with a guy in here in Star off Brandon Road. I forgot the name of it. It's like Mountain Detail or something. But anyways, he's been doing mobile out of his rig. And I think the main guy has his own rig too. But I'll message Connor, make sure I can put this up. But that's a nice raw experience just to give people a taste of how hard detailing is. I don't know if you caught a lot of it, but I looked at the photos and the videos that he had done on the job, and it looks great. And you're dealing with someone that's gonna find a flaw and just say, I'm not gonna pay for it. So then you have to make a decision, are they gonna let me make it right? Like the things you're pointing out, can I go fix them? And a lot of the time it sounds like some people aren't willing to do that. And I noticed that in the food industry is you try to make it right and sometimes it's just not enough. But it's a good lesson for anyone. But I see that a lot with the mobile detailing community because I'm part of a big group here in Boise, which is funny because I'm not mobile, but they invited me, and I've seen a couple chats the last couple weeks of where people are not paying. And those experiences are a little different than this one with Connor, where the detail goes well. They have the invoice, whether it's sent through email, text, agreement, a photo of, the service. You need a photo from maybe a price sheet, maybe an invoice from Square. That's what I do. If people want to pay with card, I'll send them an invoice through Square or a request through Venmo, and they just don't pay, right? I think that's more common than what Connor had to deal with. What Connor dealt with is crazy. Some people are like that, where they're willing to stand their ground, point out problems, not let you correct it, like make it right. Like, yeah, there's a few grains of sand left in the carpet and they call it out, let's get it out. I do walk around with all my clients after details. And if there's things that they point out, we take care of them. Like my neighbor, Oris, we had I did a two-step correction with a layer of CSL ceramic and then a topper of XO. The thing looks great, but in the sunlight, there's just some defects I couldn't get out. And at the end of the day, it's not worth swelling the paint with a dual action polisher and spending all that time and creating all that heat. I need to know how to use a rotary. And that's one of those things where I was not happy. It's very easy to see some of those defects underneath a light, and then in a specific spot, you know, with the sunlight. So I'm trying to make it right. I'm trying to throw in details. You know, whatever he needs from me, we're just gonna take care of them, because there's standards that are set, and when, you know, people are paying for these services, there's an expectation. And we're all professionals, but we're not perfect. And the way we can do this, the way we can, you know, at the end of the day, maintain our integrity is to make it right. But in that case, what Connor dealt with, some people aren't willing to. So, yeah, as a small business, I get what they're dealing with. I mean, all of these detailers are small business owners, and to stake your reputation on, you know, trying to fight an invoice or a bill, and then them going on and tarnishing you on social media, Facebook reviews, Google reviews. I mean, you can try to defend by trying to provide the best service and support afterwards, but at the end of the day, it might be worth letting it go, letting them, you know, post the reviews, and yeah, then you just respond, show good customer service, try to sweeten the deal in any way. But when you have people that just don't want to pay for a service, pay any sort of payment, that's sickening. Especially to people like people in the detailing community, where they've spent a lot of time and money away from their family and whatnot to provide a service, and just like any job, right? So super unfortunate. Anyways, this is going to be a long video, but I don't really want to do a wet coat. As far as the time allotted for this Lite Complete, which is just a Lite Exterior and a Lite Interior, I don't necessarily, like, as far as what I have worked on the prices, I'm not going to go around and seal the whole thing with an applicator, but I could do a spray and rinse with something a little more stronger. Let's see. Yeah, and I think I'm going to do that. I want to use a rinse aid that's either Griot's ceramic or the Flex Wax, because I hear that's just a great way to do it. Starting at the roof. And this is what I think I'm going to do for all of my Lite interiors, because I'll go around sometimes with some bead maker, and I think bead maker is great for some stuff. But when it comes to trying to maintain or put a good layer down for someone that may not want Premier service, I don't know if it's strong enough. Try to be quick here. Might just hit the wheels one more time. And this stuff is very durable, so I think this is a good option. This is something I would put on a Premier detail, maybe a layer or two if I have the time allotted to get that true 9 months. But all these dates, again, 9 months is depending on how you maintain the vehicle, and that's where trying to get people on a maintenance plan can be just so huge, because you can maintain it. Yeah, as far as a rinse aid, I'm not super happy with that. I'd like it to react a little bit better, and maybe it's a good rinse aid for like a topper. A topper for a layer of this, like a true layer where you apply it. But this is a family friend, and a friend of my in-laws, and what I'll probably do is I'll probably dry this thing and put a true layer of something on, but this would be a good time to kind of go over what I just did and get this camera close, because rinse aids are just so, they can be finicky, you know, and I got a good spray on this and I am not happy with how that's turning out. So let me angle this. I'll let that kind of do its thing real quick while I finish. Wait, whoops. While I finish the other side. But we're looking for water behavior, right? And the behavior I'm expecting is beating and sheeting. Similar to what is going on with the wheels. Now, here's the thing. Rinse aids are good if the car has been properly decontaminated, and that's where a Lite Exterior, which I don't include a decontamination process, is just, you're not gonna get that type of long-lasting water behavior. So, and I forgot I'm gonna polish up some of these transfers of the plastic from the mirror. So I probably won't try again. I might try on the hood again just to kind of compare some rinse aids. So here's some water behavior. If we were at a different angle, this would probably sheet a little bit better, but when you have 2 gallons per minute of flow, it should sheet fairly well just by doing that. And we're not getting anything, right? And then you can see there's some little spots. Actually, that's fine. I think this is some, I don't know if you can see that, but right in here, we're gonna have to attack that. That is just some sap. So let's get a true dedicated rinse aid, like wet coat. And then I'm gonna get grills as well. And we're gonna do half the car. See, right away, that's how we want it to react, right? Actually, we're not going to try grills. The way this rinse aid works is the water. Also, when you pressure wash it, kind of helps work the product around and spread it evenly. So, dedicated rinse aid, super impressive. So not nearly the type of beating you would get with a ceramic coating, but that's great, right? The problem is, as far as my protection goes, it's not going to last a whole month. I don't think it is, especially with these months that are coming up. So, anyways, yeah, I like it. And then you add air to it. I mean, the drying process just makes it so much easier too. That's the best part about ceramic coatings, is there's obviously added layer of protection, added gloss when you add something like a topper like EXO, where you get this deepening, you get this super good water behavior. But the cleaning, the maintenance part of coatings, and then the drying part is just great. So sorry, that was probably super loud. So that's the behavior we want. Yeah, I'll pull this in. We'll give it a proper sealant, nothing crazy. Again, I'm gonna tack this door and see if I can get some of these scuffs out. And yeah, that'll be it. That's the detail. Gotta finish the interior up a little bit. That's the thing with detailing interiors is, for me, I don't like getting it all done at once because I'm in and out of it sometimes, and I want the last thing I do be something like finishing the windows, and then finding any kind of streaking in the plastics. So yeah, I like this style. It's weird because the folks that I see that do some of this stuff, like a wash and talk format like Matt. He's indoors or he's in a shop and it's comfortable. This lot's pretty small and it's close to the road, and I got neighbors on top of me, and you see Connor coming up, so it's hard to not look like a psychopath talking to myself. So yeah, maybe we'll put AirPods in, make it look like, no, it's fine. I like talking to people. So anyways, yeah, the spotting, some bug etching, some scratches, you know, they're just, I'm not even in direct sunlight and we can see all these things, and it's just part of owning a black vehicle. But yeah, maybe she's gonna want some added attention to it later on, and happy to see if we can provide the service she wants. So cool. Hopefully you heard all those things I was talking about during the whole pressure washing phase of everything. But yeah, things are turning out in here. I'm really liking this. Trying to book up as much as I can. It's hard because I don't market a lot to the public here in Star and really Boise area in general. So at some point I'm gonna have to step it up and get a little better at that, because I like staying 2 to 3 weeks booked out, and I've kind of come to that spot where my list of people, they're, you know, everyone's got some scheduling going on, and I only details on Fridays and Friday nights and Saturdays. That's kind of my thing with my job, and then church on Sundays. So yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. All right, peace, y'all. Have a great start to your summer.